A group of young people were playing the Truth or Dare game at their graduation ceremony. As the bottle slowly stopped spinning, the chosen target was the usually shy Chris. He decisively chose Truth, so a classmate immediately asked, which girl does he want to date the most? Unexpectedly, the usually shy Chris directly blurted out Mary's name. At that moment, Mary's boyfriend Sam suddenly felt completely green with jealousy and stepped forward to punch Chris. Chris saw the situation was bad and quickly escaped. The graduation ceremony ended unhappily. Everyone thought the matter would end there, but a few days later, they all received an invitation from Chris to attend his birthday party at his home. When everyone arrived, they were immediately shocked by the manor in front of them, but it wasn't Chris himself who greeted them. The old man in the manor told them that Chris was currently in a small cabin on the back mountain, so everyone had to walk toward the mountain. When they finally reached the cabin, it was Chris's brother Mark who welcomed them. Then Mark told everyone that his brother had a temporary matter and went out of town, and was now on his way back by car, so he would entertain them for now. Looking at the room full of fine wine, everyone didn't suspect anything and stayed. Later, at Mark's suggestion, everyone started playing Truth or Dare again. Everything seemed normal, but halfway through the game, Mark suddenly selected himself with the bottle and immediately chose Truth. After everyone heard his truth, they could no longer smile. And I'm himself, right here, from that cross street there. Mark then stood up, straightened his clothes to cover the gun, and revealed the truth about luring everyone here. He found a postcard next to his brother's body. The sentence written on it was the reason his brother was driven to death. Truth or Dare, bitch. And this postcard was sent by one of them. Sam saw that the other party had bad intentions and immediately suggested leaving, but he was quickly stopped by Mark. Anna next to him tried to fight back but was knocked down by Mark's punch. Then he pulled out a handgun and shot John in the leg. The others instantly became terrified. John still didn't give up and took out his phone to call the police. Mark was quick and shot his hand too. Looking at his broken fingers, everyone could only scream helplessly. Then Mark confiscated everyone's phones and forced David to tie them to the chairs. The game continued. In the first round, the bottle selected Mary. She decisively chose Truth, so Mark asked her who was most likely to have sent this postcard. Mary didn't even think and said Sam's name because his violent behavior that night disgusted her, so she broke up with him. Sam would definitely hold a grudge against Chris because of this, but Sam immediately retorted, no choice but to continue the game. Coincidentally, the second round selected Sam, and he actually chose Dare. A man pushed a cart into the room, then laid the woman on the ground and inserted a tube into her throat. The other end of the tube was connected to two bottles, one with harmless pure water, the other with powerful sulfuric acid. Sam's next choice would directly decide Mary's life or death. Mark gave him 5 seconds to choose. With no choice, Sam reluctantly picked the left side. Then the switch was opened by Mark and the liquid slowly flowed toward Mary. Fortunately, Sam guessed correctly and Mary temporarily kept her life. Then the third round started. This time the target selected was Mark. He still chose Truth. Mary quickly asked him, why are you so sure it's one of us 5? A photograph by Felix's bed. 5 faces scratched out. Your faces. The game continued. This time the target selected was Anna. She decisively chose Truth. Unexpectedly, Mark asked her who she wanted to replace her for the Dare. With no choice, Anna picked the most suspicious Sam, so Mark pushed the cart behind Sam. The other party immediately got scared and admitted that he had sent the postcard, but Mark didn't stop there. He still inserted the tube into his throat and let John choose which bottle to open. He also chose the left side, but unlucky Sam did not have the goddess of luck on his side. He was soon completely burned through by the sulfuric acid and died painfully on the spot. Everyone was scared into silent crying, while David next to them then seized the opportunity and successfully stole a screwdriver and hid it in her hand. At the same time, David's friend unexpectedly showed up at the door. Mark told him to quickly drive the guy away, but David's friend insisted on going inside to join the party. Seeing that persuasion wasn't working, Mark walked out of the room and directly invited the guy to play together. David's friend seemed to sense the danger and prepared to leave immediately, but Mark had no intention of letting him go. David hurriedly stepped forward to plead, but Mark directly handed the gun to him and said the gun wasn't fully loaded, so his friend still had a chance to survive. If he didn't shoot, then Mark would do it himself. With no choice, David could only raise the handgun. Obviously his friend's luck wasn't great either. On the other side, Mary was slowly moving her chair toward the tool table behind her, but because she used too much force, she lost balance and fell to the ground. Fortunately, she managed to grab the saw nearby and successfully cut open the tape on her hands, but just as she was preparing to rescue the others, Anna nearby noticed Mark returning, so she quickly told Mary to go first and call for help. With no choice, Mary could only climb out the window and escape, then ran desperately through the woods, running all the way to the manor in one breath. She immediately sneaked inside, wanting to find a phone to call the police and save everyone, but unexpectedly discovered Chris on the bed. She was not dead, but at this moment she was paralyzed in bed. The cause of all this was nerve necrosis due to strangulation from hanging. At the same time, the old man also appeared at the door with a gun. Mary quickly hid under the bed, then crawled out from the other side, held Chris hostage with a knife, and forced the old man to drop his weapon and leave the room. The old man had no choice but to obey. Then Mary quickly picked up the gun and walked shakily toward the outside of the house. The woman raised the gun and carefully walked toward the door, but at this moment the old man suddenly attacked her. In the chaos, the shotgun accidentally went off. Looking at the old man who fell to the ground, Mary was completely stunned. At this time, Mark had also driven over here. Mary, who had come to her senses, quickly went to the computer to ask for help online, but found that the internet cable had already been cut. Mark also walked into the house at this time. Mary quickly picked up the gun, walked out of the room to check, but Mark suddenly rushed toward her at high speed. Due to extreme nervousness, Mary missed the target and was tackled by Mark, becoming his prey once again. Then Mark brought Mary in front of his brother and questioned if she had sent the postcard. Although Mary repeatedly claimed it wasn't her, she was ultimately killed brutally by Mark. In the wooden cabin on the other side, Anna Anna was begging David to quickly untie them, but the cowardly David chose to protect himself. The angry Anna directly cursed at him. Unexpectedly, she forced David into a corner and he admitted that he was actually the one who sent the postcard. Anna completely broke down. She didn't expect that the only person who hadn't suffered was the real culprit. So the angry Anna, taking advantage of the moment when he provoked her, bit his finger and actually bit off David's finger alive. In the struggle, Anna also successfully broke free from her restraints, then pushed hard and directly killed David on the spot. Then she quickly rescued John, picked up the weapon on the ground and prepared to escape. At this time Mark had pushed his brother back here. Anna directly raised the gun and fired. Seeing Mark get hit, Anna stepped forward to provoke him, but the handgun was knocked away by the opponent and she was pinned to the ground by Mark. At the critical moment, John picked up the screwdriver and successfully stabbed Mark. Anna took the opportunity to stand up, picked up a bottle of sulfuric acid and smashed it hard at Mark, finally subduing him. Then Anna told John to go start the car first. After he left, the sinister Anna revealed the truth. It turned out the real reason for Chris's suicide was not because of that postcard. The truth was that Anna had long known Chris came from a wealthy family, so she took the opportunity to get him drunk and recorded a hateful video. Then she used this as leverage to constantly demand money from Chris. The always timid Chris was afraid his brother would find out, so he simply chose to end himself. Then Anna put a grenade in Chris's hand, played that phone video in front of the two, and left. At this moment, the paralyzed Chris stared at the video. His mental defense completely collapsed, so he used all his strength and pulled the pin on the grenade in his hand. The two Mark brothers died here as well. In the end, only Anna and the injured John successfully escaped from this terrifying manner.